Hi, everybody. Welcome to late night Tuesday night gun chat with me, Alaskan Ballistics, the Alaska flag in the back. Don't forget your Paul Harrell shirts. Go support him. All that money from TriStar Trading goes to support him. So good stuff there. All right. Put a comment in the side chat. In a minute, we will shout out everybody who is in the side chat. If you haven't seen this before, this is basically you ask me your questions about guns, ammo, reloading, prepping, whatever hunting you want to ask, and I'll give you my answers, and they're worth exactly what you paid for it. Or they might be worth less than what you paid for it if you put it in a super chat, which I would appreciate. Those questions will, of course, get priority if they get a super chat. But I rest my case there. All right. So we will definitely answer all your questions tonight. And so make sure you put a hi in the chat here. So starting there, make sure you go check out my Arms Directory page as well as my Twitter X feed and my MeWe page and all that jazz that we've talked about before. So anything you want to talk about gun related reloading, I might do some reloading after here. So I don't know. So anyway, we got Hunter Kirk in here from North Idaho. Alaska One Andy. Scottish American still working the late night shift. Popping in, say hi and the thumbs up. Yeah, man. Hope you're doing well. So, all right. Keith Gregory is here. Kevin Collins is here. Howdy. How's it going? James Hine. How do you feel about adapter plates for red dots? Well, I'm about to put my first one on. So I'll let you know. Uh, as a concept, I don't like if there's two screws in the top of the pistol. I think there should be screws that directly match those, and you put the red dot into the slide of the pistol. I wouldn't like adapter plates. And so understand like you got to design your red dot around certain things, and yeah, I would I would definitely say they would not be my favorite idea. The more moving pieces, the more pieces there are, slide that's moving, plate, red dot, and they're all screwed together and Loctited and torqued the right way. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I feel the same way. What is up, Chris Heitzman? Daniel Ravenstar, how you doing? 460 Smith & Wesson is 1 in 20 enough twist for 400 grain cast lead bullets at 1,500 feet per second. I would say it's probably a little on the light, but I'm not the person to ask. I would ask, uh, Pat RMG, Pat Real Man of Genius, as he used to be called. So is what it is. I have not had the chance to shoot Chook's TH10 yet. He's going to be out of town for a few weeks, searching for the right women in the Asian brothels. I mean, the right wife in the Asian villages. So anyway, um, yeah. So if you pray for him. Um, actually, pray for the women he's meeting. It's probably the better way to do it. So anyway, but yeah, he's off in the brothels of Asia again, as the song says. If you don't know what song I'm referring to, go look about 3 years back on my channel. So anyway, but no, I have not got a chance to shoot it. I do want to shoot it. I would never buy a Taurus. Like, I can't wait to put Buffalo Bore 220 grain in it and watch it blow up. That's just, it's a Taurus. Yeah, that would be funny. Like, I'm gonna like hide behind a ball or part, pull it with a string the first time, see if it blows up. So hide behind a board, you know, something that'll catch the shrapnel. So there's all that. Yeah, just not. Never been a fan of Taurus since I've seen so many of them break. So what's up, Big Timber Lodge? How you doing? I forgot to send you a link. You want to jump in? You can always jump in here. Hold on, uh let me I forgot all about sending it to you. You can jump on in here. We can talk since I first met you the other night on um all right, I just sent it to you. Uh so you can jump on here and you want to. I don't know what country that deviant is in. I think I want to say it's the Philippines this time. It could be Vietnam. He could go getting the daughter of a American soldier. Who knows? In Vietnam. So be pretty interesting. So, but I think it's Philippines. I think he's meeting the girl in the Philippines. Like he doesn't even try to meet women here. Like he doesn't even try to meet girls here. Like I am sorry, but Alaska was the easiest place I ever met women. Like just to talk to them and like they not go away and be like, "Hey, this guy actually is kind of cool." Like there's been a few frustrations here and there, but now I have the most beautiful woman I know and two beautiful kids. So like, and he doesn't even try to meet the women here. So I don't know what's up with Chuk. Like he goes, "Oh, all the women here, they're just crazy. You can't find one." I'm like, I found one 10 years younger than me, dude. I'm not that good looking. I'm an ugly guy. So anyway, I don't know what Chuk's there. That's what I'm waiting on. You're waiting on it to see if it blows up. Um, yeah. So you need to get on the ferry with them. Get on the ferry. Uh, have your car come up on the ferry to get up to here. Don't go through Canada. All right. You can pack as much stuff, put it in storage boxes, pack some stuff over it. So, um, you know, make sure you get a ferry that is not stopping in Vancouver, Canada, but you can get a ferry and that'll be good. Well, yeah, he might be a little picky. We're talking about Chook here. So, what's up, Big Timber Lodge? Chuck
Hey,
here.
buddy, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
All right, cool. Just letting you know, I'm on my cell phone right now. I'm in bed with the family. We had a Fat Tuesday celebration today, so tomorrow is the start of Lent for
Okay,
us.
cool.
I don't know if you have any Catholic viewers out there, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, just happy Fat Tuesday, everybody. We partied a little hard today, ate a lot of fried turkey and chorizo, and had some drinks.
Well, that's cool. I'm a Protestant, but I did buy some ammo today. Does that count as Fat
Oh,
Tuesday?
that's always a good time.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I actually I'm one of the Protestants that celebrate Lent most of the time.
Hey man, dude,
So
I'm technically I'm not Catholic, but I was raised Methodist and Church of Nazarene, which is pretty much one step removed from Catholicism.
yeah, that's what they all say. So anyway, yeah, um, yeah, I could get into theology all night, and then we'd have two people watching. So no big deal. Yeah. So everybody, if you haven't met Big Timber Lodge, I met him the other night on Austin's chat, and is if you want to go join his channel or watch his channel,
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. That was a really good video I shared the other day.
dude,
From
I
his
appreciate it, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I mean, realistically, I'm looking forward to having you on the podcast if possible, the All Are Welcome podcast.
yeah.
So
So let's talk about that. What time what time frame are you in? What time zone are you in? And what time do you?
I'm in Mountain Standard right now, so Colorado Rockies.
Okay, cool. So you're only 2 hours ahead of me.
Okay, okay, okay.
So, but if you want to do it, if you do it at like 6 p.m., I'm still at work. So yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. That's
yeah.
fine. I got a job too. I don't mind doing it a little bit later. I mean, it's 9:40 right now, so
All right, cool.
I'm still getting on. But yeah, I'd love to pick your brain. I got some questions for you about the Alaskan life. Want to bounce ideas and thoughts off of you that I've heard from my uncle that's lived in Kodiak now for over 40 years.
Uh,
Um,
I
you
don't
know,
blame him there. That's a
yeah.
that's an isolated life right there. There's a
Dude,
ferry.
he doesn't hunt grizzly. He'll do guided trips for grizzly. Um, but
Yeah,
he likes to hunt like caribou and smaller animals and stuff like that. But his uh, rifle of choice is an old 6.5 Swede.
yeah.
So that's
Hmm.
what he loads is 6.5 Swede. He thought it
Well,
was funny that the 6.5 Creedmoor came out because he's like, that's pretty much just a 6.5 Swede that's belted, or the 6.5 Swede's belted. I can't remember which one, but
the Creedmoor's not belted, but
that's what it is. Yeah.
So it's pretty much a 6.5 Swede with a better neck angle,
Yep.
and so that you can seat the longer BC bullets. So
Okay.
I'm a huge 6.5 fanboy. I've got like a 6.5 upper right there. I'm about to put a scope on and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm a huge 6.5 fanboy, and
Yeah.
I love the caliber 6.5 Creed more because it's easy to shoot. It's
Facts.
easy to shoot long range. You know, I can get hits on targets at 6, 7, 800 yards all the time, and it's just easy. And it's not a lot of recoil. I don't need.
Right.
I'm not using speed to get there. I'm using ballistic coefficient to get there.
Ballistic coefficient. God,
Yeah, yeah,
if reloading Weatherby was listening right now, he'd be choking on his own vomit.
yeah,
You know. But I
yeah,
mean, I get it, dude. It's one of the things that I would say too is like, as I've gotten older, reaching out to like ultra long distance doesn't excite me as much anymore because I don't know. I feel
yeah.
like once you get like a 25, 30 pound rifle with a good scope,
Hmm.
as long as you have a good dope and you have a good barrel, it
Yeah,
doesn't really matter.
yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. Ca- I often say a lot, caliber doesn't really matter, and I've made my living doing
right,
caliber debates on YouTube. But if you put a well constructed bullet into the right place of an animal, it
yeah,
doesn't matter whether you're using a 223 out of an AR-15 or you're using a 416 Ruger, out of a bolt action like guide gun. Doesn't matter if you put a well constructed bullet in the right place. Now,
right,
if you're shooting a very light caliber like an AR-15, obviously the right place is right here.
hmm.
But that being said, so I actually took my moose this year, about a
Congrats.
1,300 pound animal,
Woo.
44, 44 inches, not huge, but he did have 4 brown tines on his left side, so he was legal.
Okay.
And he like I plan on building a wall right here, and this is going to be my studio room in the basement. I'm going to have the
Right.
antlers behind me instead of this Alaskan flag, right?
Mm.
And anyway, I took him with my 6.5 by 284 Norma. So
Wow. Well,
yeah,
that's a pretty stout cartridge though too. How
um,
far?
200 yards. He was fine. It was fine. It
Oh
was
yeah, yeah.
plenty of power. But actually, like so this is one thing I'm going to do a video on. It might just be a me talking video pretty soon. Um, so like that 6.5 uses BC to get there, and I have an 18-inch arrow precision upper right here.
Right.
If I shoot the factory, I haven't shot my hand loads through it, but if I shoot the factory 127 grain Barnes LRX through the 18-inch barrel, I get about 2650 ish, 2675, somewhere in
Yeah. But
there.
what's your foot pounds though? Like 200.
Uh, I don't know with that particular round. I haven't
Okay.
measured it at 200, but
I
that's
would
the
I
six.
would
It's the
imagine
six.
that I would imagine at 200 yards with the
Yeah.
6.5 Norma, you're probably at least at what, like 2,000 to 2,500 foot pounds.
Oh, that 2500 is about the muzzle, so you're probably at about 22,
Okay.
21, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But my 6.5 Creedmoor upper right here, like I'm only getting 2600, 2675 for that 127 grain LRX
Okay.
because it's such a long copper bullet.
Right.
Um, and it's all copper, so the BC isn't extremely high. It's not terrible, but it's not extremely high because it doesn't have that density of say.
Hmm.
But it's a great hunting bullet, and so that's what I
Right.
use. And then I have an 18-inch arrow upper for my for 308, and I've loaded up 130 grain Barnes in it. So I have a 127 grain Barnes in the 6.5 and a 130 grain Barnes in the 308. And the interesting thing is and I'm going to do a video about this. I'm going back to 308 for a lot of things because especially for like a battle rifle. Like I got the 6.5 to be my battle rifle. It takes the same ammo as my
Hmm.
precision rifle, right?
Right.
And because you could find 6.5 at the time, you couldn't find 308 anywhere. All right. Um, so I built it like 2 weeks after Biden got elected. So you know how during COVID and all that kind of crap. So
Yeah.
you know how that crap is. So anyway, I get the 308 out with that 130 grain. 308 has a lot of width to burn the powder, not just length to burn the powder, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm getting 3150 with a 130
Really?
grain bullet. Yeah. So I am literally getting 500 feet per second more in an 18-inch barrel.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a 130 grain. That's light for a 308.
Right.
But so is a 127 grains, kind of medium weight for a 6.5 Creedmoor. So I'm getting 3150, and it just like there's no way the Creedmoor will ever keep up to that bullet. Like, I don't care what you say about BC,
Yeah, no,
Creedmoor won't.
that's a great point too, because a lot of people
But
don't realize there's multiple things to take into consideration with
right,
the lethality of a round. One is going to be the actual bullet construction. Two is going to be the velocity of which it's delivered. Three is going to be the actual foot pounds of which it's delivered. And then four is just also going to be shot placement. Now, which one's most important, is probably going to be shot placement.
right,
But, I have a 30-06 that I've owned since the 90s. And back in the 90s, I bought some Winchester fail-safe ammunition, which back then was Winchester ammunition that was nickel plated. I think it was nickel plated or zinc plated. I can't remember. But it
yeah,
was loaded with some Norma fail-safe ammo that had a tungsten rod on the inner part of it, and I was whitetail hunting in New Hampshire, and a deer walked, like I was covered in Tinks number 69, doe estrus piss, and it was raining, and so the deers couldn't hear me, and I was out there, I had my rattle antlers, and I was bleating, and deer walked out, a buck, young, like a little 3x3, a little 6-pointer walked out, but he was shootable, and he was only like 45 feet away from me, and I put it through his vitals, but because he was so close, and I was using that 30-06 with the fail-safe round, it never had time to open up. It just punched a hole straight through that damn deer,
right,
and he fell to the ground. And I ended up unloading the other fail-safe round that I had in the magazine, internal magazine on my Savage, and I loaded up just like a soft point, a Federal Blue Box soft point. And when I went to close the bolt on the Federal Blue Box, the deer jumped up and ran away, and it was raining, and he got away. But yeah, sorry, I went on a little bit of a tangent, but yeah, man, that 308's a fantastic round, man.
right,
There's a reason why we used it for so many wars.
yeah, and we still use it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the 308's just a great round. So I'm to the point with the 308, like I'm getting the same velocity with a 165 grain bullet that I would with my 127 and my 6.5 Creedmoor, if not better. Um, and so I was doing my hand loads the other day, and 18 inches, and I was getting in the 2790s with the Barnes TTSX 150 grain. So
Mm.
the 130 grains on the channel, you can go see it. Me shoot it over the chronograph, but the 150 grain I haven't put on the channel yet. And I was doing some test loads with them, and they were
Mm.
nowhere. They were not even close to maximum. They were about 0.8 grains away.
You got
So
do you got a 30-06?
I do not. I did have one. I
Okay.
sold it to my buddy.
Okay.
I killed my first caribou up here with the 30
Oh,
six,
nice. I've
and
got
I'll tell you
I've got
what. I had a similar experience with that one. Um, that one was a 180 grain Accubon,
oh
and
wow.
so it was a 22-inch barrel, and the caribou was at 280 yards. Well, I lost velocity in that 22-inch barrel. I think it chronographed around 2588. It was supposed to
Okay.
be going 2650 to 2700,
Okay.
and I was getting below 2600, right?
Oh boy.
And so I shot it at 280 yards, not a problem. I hit it, um, and it ran towards me like it had not been hit, and I hit it. I shot I shot 6 more rounds at it. And finally,
Well,
the 6 more rounds, I went in right here. I hit one right on the spine of the neck, and it dropped.
yeah.
And that was my first caribou, and that is a long story I've told on the channel before. But my buddy wanted the rifle from me, and I got him, and I was a
Yeah.
Ruger American. It was all I could afford at the time.
Hey,
And
nothing wrong with that rifle though.
yeah, well, that was an early one with the magazine issues. And
Oh,
so here
okay.
I was in bear country,
Yeah.
with basically a single shot rifle because it wouldn't feed anymore. Because I had
Gotcha.
left all 3 magazines I bought loaded, and so the
Mm.
spring tension was gone.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, because I'd loaded those up for bear season and just sighted it in during bear season, and then just took it with me again caribou hunting,
Mm.
not expecting to really get one, but I got
Yeah.
one. And yeah, that being said, my buddy Jay, who bought the rifle from me, and God rest his soul, he's now passed from us, but um, my buddy Jay went back to get the kayak, and so I was sitting there, and I had my Glock Model 21. I had converted to 45 Super,
Okay.
and the conversion wasn't working right yet, and I had to do a lot of things to get it working right later. And so I was pretty much left with a single shot pistol and a single shot rifle for a bear coming, and there are bear tracks all throughout that area.
Mm.
So kind of is what it is. But I do I do think that like you gotta definitely gotta test your stuff. And then I had the same issue though. That Accubon never opened up
Yeah.
except on the next shot because it was close enough on the next shot, but it was so far away that 2588 at the muzzle and then 280 yards. That thing was going 1900.
Right. Right.
And so like even at the 2,000 feet of elevation we were at, it was going pretty
Right.
bad.
Yeah.
So there's no way on God's green earth that that thing was going, was going fast enough to expand. And that's what I
Mm.
tell people about that Accubon. It's a lot like the copper bullets. Make sure that you got some speed. So,
Right.
um,
Right. That's a
or
great point. My first deer I shot in San Angelo, Texas, was I was 10 years old. I was with my dad and my brother, or my dad's brother-in-law, so my uncle-in-law or whatever you call it. And we were
mhm,
on a farm out in San Angelo, Texas, and we'd been out all day, and we only had one day for me to go hunting, and it was like sun was coming down, and my uncle was driving us off the property, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh wow, look, there's a doe like over behind those bushes with the head and neck sticking out." And I shot it off the hood of the truck. Not probably not legal to say that, but I was a
mhm.
kid. This was back in like the '80s type thing. Actually, it was the early '90s, and
Statute of
and
limitations.
yeah, yeah, statutes of limitations. God, that was a long time ago. That was almost 30 plus years. That was over 30 years ago. Um,
I feel you.
I was 10 years old though, and my uncle was like, "Just use the hood of the truck to stabilize yourself." I was like, "All right," type thing, and shot it, but I got it right through the neck, and it hit the spinal cord. I'll never forget that, and it dropped it like that.
Yeah, that's the best place to hit a deer or any animal
Yeah.
if you can. Yeah. So.
Well, I tell you what though, it's one of the things. It's like I got to eat that deer compared to other deer that were shot, and because it got you know right through the spinal cord, it didn't release any sort of like weird adrenaline or any sort of like
Correct. Yeah.
hormones,
Yeah.
and it tasted fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And you're not ruining any meat in the neck. It's already pretty. It's already hard to get meat out of it
right,
anyway. Because
right,
you're cutting. It's so many tendons and so many different things going back and
right.
forth that and they're all wrapped around in there. Like you're lucky to get a couple of scraps to make
Hmm.
hamburger meat with. So you're
So have
like,
you gotten a chance to eat any elk? Have you gotten a chance to shoot an elk and harvest elk?
well, we don't have elk up here, right
Right.
here. They're on Kodiak and stuff like that. It would cost me as much to get an elk up here as it would to fly down there and get one.
Holy crap.
So,
Okay. Have you ever
yeah,
eaten elk though?
I have had some elk bacon,
Okay. All right.
which is
Interesting.
best.
I
It was
was
great.
gonna
Yeah.
see out of like deer, like I'm sure because you guys got them coos deer up there, but I was gonna say out of the deer, the caribou, and the moose and the elk, what's your favorite?
Elk is my favorite by far.
Okay.
Yeah, that elk that I had was prepared well.
Okay.
If I have a choice, moose is a much better burger.
Okay.
Caribou is a better steak.
Okay.
Um, that being said, I brought moose steak. I brought
Uh,
big old flank steaks
are
from
you
my
guys?
hind
Yeah,
quarter.
y'all don't have coos deer. Coos deer out on like the
W-
islands. You have
Yeah,
Sitka.
we have Sitka blacktail, and I have not
Si-
ate those
Okay,
yet.
that's
I have
right.
not even hunted for those.
Th-
There's not a really like you have to get a boat to go to an island and pay a guide, and so at that point it's freaking expensive. So it's like
Yeah.
if it's not something you can do on the road system, there's like really no point in doing it. So, um,
Right.
yeah,
Have you gotten any mountain goat or anything like that up there?
No, we got them up here, mountain goat and Dall sheep,
Yeah,
but I have a big nervous issue in my legs and my back right now, so there's no way I'm climbing those hills. Plus,
gotcha.
I'm fat, so you
Yeah,
know.
me too. I'll put the big and big timber.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel you, man. Well,
Yeah,
dude, yeah, that's I got a lot of questions for you about living up there, how long you've lived up there, where you're from, and stuff like that. So excited
yeah,
to, I don't want to bore your viewers with that type of stuff, but excited to get a chance to talk to you. Just been busy. I got a regular 9 to 5 myself, so and I'm trying to make the YouTube channel grow, but I
it's
got
tough,
lucky
man.
about 2 3 weeks ago. I had a viral short and I got thousands of subscribers in a week, and then all of a sudden now, I'm averaging about like 180 views an hour.
Yeah,
So
nice. Yep,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah, I
That's
got
good.
to ride the YouTube wave for a little bit.
Yeah, I've not had a really viral short. I've had some that were. I've never had a short or a video go past 1 million. I've got one video almost to 500,000,
Woo.
and
Wait,
I guess
long format or short?
long format,
Wow.
which is also nice because it's made some money. And
Yeah,
what's
no
interesting about
shiitake.
if you go on my channel, it's that top 10 bear defense guns. I think you might have
Okay.
commented on it. Um, I actually had to take it down when they demonetized it and re-upload it with like a warning or something that said this is just a thought experiment. This is not saying go out and buy these guns right now or whatever.
Oh,
Um,
because it was a top 10.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so they demonetized it after 212,000 views.
Oh,
So I
wow.
deleted that one, and the new one has almost 500,000 views. And
Wow.
so really, I have like almost 800,000 or
That's
almost
insane.
700,000 views between the two of them, but one of them's deleted. So,
How long is
uh,
it?
oh, it's like 25 minutes, and it has like
So
three or four.
that's good
Yeah,
money right there. I'll tell you what, that's real good money.
yeah, it's decent. It's about 4 or 5 thousand bucks over its lifetime.
Yeah,
Um, I
that's
mean,
really good.
but it keeps the channel up. It's adds 30, 40, $50
Right.
every month.
Just so
Um,
people are aware, I got a short that has almost 1.5 million views, and I made $200 off that.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a big difference between them long formats and those shorts. I'll tell you what.
yeah, you can do a lot with them. So, all right, here's a question. Have you seen this video from Jeb's Outdoor Adventures 45 ACP plus P for bear 255 grain Underwood hardcast jug test? The round went through 1.5 inches of plywood and 7 jugs. Your thought? I think it's a great round for bear if that's all you have is a 45 ACP.
Right.
That 255 grain's a nice round for bear. Um, but I mean, if that's all you have. When I first moved to Alaska, that's all I had. I had a Glock 30 and a Glock 21.
Mm.
And when I was hiking in bear country with my dog, the 21 was on my right hip, the 30 was on my left hip. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's
and there
like one of my favorite places in the world is Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
right,
And that's bear country. That's brown bear country out in that part of Wyoming. And Wyoming has a law that if you're a commercial company and you're sending somebody out into the wilderness in that area to do work, they have to be sent out with either bear spray or a handgun or both. And there was a guy that came out from California, from a California company, and this was like 7 8 years ago. This was in the news, and the California company did not believe that the bears were a threat to humans and sent him out there without protection. And sure as shit, he got eaten to death. And when they found the carcass, he did not have bear spray or sidearm. And they actually, the state of Wyoming sued the company in California, and I think the company was forced to pay. I think it wasn't much, but it was only like a $15,000 fine
right.
to the state of Wyoming because they sent somebody out with that was not protected. I don't know why I brought that up, but it just reminded me of what you're talking about with that 30 and the 20 on your hip. So
Yeah, absolutely. No.
I mean, any sort of protection is better than none. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Just don't try to be that person that takes a taser out for a bear.
No, well, that's the other thing too. Is
Th-
like in
That ne- that needle won't get through the thick skin.
no.
Yeah.
No, that's the other thing is like in Yellowstone and around that area because I talked to like the park rangers. this was an interesting thing because I bring a sidearm with me when I go into Yellowstone, and that legally I can carry it. And I bring a 44 Magnum. I bring a Smith and Wesson Model 29, and I bring the hard cast bullets when I'm out there because I do a lot of tent camping off my Harley.
Right.
And I camp in like bear country. And when I first started doing that about 10 years ago, I asked like the park rangers, hey, can I have this gun on me? And they're like, absolutely, you can have that gun on you. They said, but there's a law that says if you have bear spray, you legally are obligated to deploy your bear spray before you use your sidearm. And there was a guy about 4 years ago in Yellowstone or close to Yellowstone that had a sidearm and he had bear spray, and the bear charged him and he just shot the bear, and then he got in trouble because he didn't use his bear spray first. So the
Yeah.
moral of that story is if you're in the Yellowstone area and you shoot a bear and you have bear spray, do the bear spray after you shoot it.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Bear spray's okay, and I wouldn't like, but I've heard a lot of stories around here of bears just they get a whiff of a single spray and they'll stay back, but they'll still keep circling you.
Mm,
Like that happened to a bunch of teachers, friends of
right.
mine who are because I'm a school teacher who
Yeah.
were hiking, and they were trying to
Right.
bear spray it, and they were trying to spray and spray. Eventually, it went away.
Right.
But it's like what's better than bear sprays? If you think the bear is going to be a nuisance and you just see it, fire a warning shot. That's
Right.
way better than bear spray. The noise will
Mm,
scare them. They'll run off. Now, if they're
right.
actually charging you and starting to
Right.
charge you, don't fire a warning shot. Fire a shot.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but um, bear spray, it depends on the wind. It's no good in a tent. You don't want to deploy that in your tent on a animal, because all you done there is blind yourself.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
I'm not.
so that's the thing is like I've heard from people that live up in that area too. It's like you if you like come across like a bear, and they're not looking at you or whatnot, don't even deploy anything. Try to just get away from the situation without being, noticed.
Yep.
And then also too, I've heard like with the brown bears, I don't know how accurate this is, but sometimes they'll do like a fake bluff charge where it's not necessarily like they kind of like they're not necessarily really charging at you, but people tell me you can tell the difference between like a fake charge versus like a real charge where all of a sudden you come around the corner and you're in between two bear cubs and then a mama bear is coming through the woods to come after your ass or something like that, and that's a real charge.
Yeah.
And I've heard that if it's a fake bluff charge, you can use your bear spray, and typically it'll get them to go away. But if they're like legitimately coming at you and they are dead set on getting you, that bear spray isn't going to do anything. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's accurate or not.
Yeah. Here's a
I don't
good
know.
question. Maybe you have some experience with this. I think it's a great idea, but I have no experience about it, Kevin. How do you feel about electric fence around when tent camping in bear country? Any experiences? Do they work? I've heard people both defend it and say it's useless. Curious. I know they work in like like if you go look at YouTube bears and electric fences, like they work on caged bears trying to get into food, like zoo bears that are trying to get
Hmm.
into food and stuff. They work. So like there, but like anything you can do to get out of a bear situation,
Right.
you did the right thing. It may not be the right thing next time, but you did the right thing. That's kind of how I feel about it. So, have you
Well,
got any?
Steven doesn't Steven Ranella with Meat Eater when he's up in Alaska only camp out there if he's got a electric fence around his tents?
I think it's him. Yeah. I haven't. I got to check, but yeah.
He's got a YouTube channel, Meat Eater, and some Netflix shows and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure
Right.
they had an experience where they didn't have a perimeter set up, and some bear came tearing through and gave somebody a ride for their life on the back of the bear. That's the story that I've heard. So I'd have to check it out.
Yep.
Yeah, when you walk up to a mama bear with the cubs, then you get worried. Exactly.
Yep. Corey says brown bears are no fight for a fake charge, same as black bear does fight for a fake charge before they make final charge.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Corey? Can you word that better? I don't like the brown bears are no fight for a fake charge. I'm not sure what you mean there. Heard the police will prefer foam over spray. Yes, that is true because it won't blow back. Yeah, the foam is a bad. Here's the thing. They don't make bear spray in foam. It's only in spray form. And the reason why they don't make it in foam is they also you can't use human like so bears are a wild animal. They have a much more sensitive nose than you or I do. Their bear spray is only 2%, whereas like an attacker spray, like for your wife getting mug, is 10% of the
Mm,
Capiasola, whatever that pepper is that they use, right, for pepper spray. So um, bears, if you used a human spray on a bear, it would actually kill the bear. It would
wow.
overwhelm their nervous system so badly, and it's like the Schofield unit for the heat. There, it's just amazingly hot,
Mm,
and so it overwhelmed their nervous system so badly that you would have to um, what's the right
mm,
word? What's the right word? You would have it would just overwhelm it, and they could have lots of stuff there die. So
wow.
modern
But
medicine.
also too, though, I mean, like I was in the military and whatnot. Like a lot of our sarin gas and or not sarin gas, but like stuff that we do for like military usage in the military. It doesn't have the reach of like what bear spray has. Bear spray's got a long reach on it.
Yeah, and
You know.
it's not bad. It's 40 feet. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, my wife's pepper spray in her purse only goes about 5 feet. you know.
So when I first came up here, I had a dog, and she was not fixed because I originally
Okay.
wanted to breed her. She was a great lab with a great pedigree, and she fetched a lot of ducks up here and chased moose and got in trouble and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, she saved my life from a moose attack one
Oh
time.
wow.
That's a long story. Well, no, it's not, but I'll tell it in a minute. Um, anyway, I was gonna not breed her, but anyway, so we're at a friend's cabin in Seward, and this local stray dog goes, "That smells like it's not fixed. I'm gonna go put my balls in that," right?
Hmm.
And I gave that dog a spray, nothing. Gave it a second spray, nothing. And here it is. Here it is on the back of my dog, and I'm like, I don't want bastard puppies. Come on. Anyway, so I go give it a good second spray, and he finally goes away. Like, because she was in heat and everything too, right?
Mm,
It was just like I had to use half that bottle on a dog,
damn.
and so that just to me, I'll never like I'll never use it again on
Right. Well, I
that.
mean
So
that's the thing is, it's like with pepper spray for self defense. When it's like woman on man and there's a man attacking her, it's going to be a very concentrated spray, but it's not really meant to be like dispersed into a large area because they don't want
right,
the woman to get messed up as well, if she's
right,
spraying somebody.
exactly. Actually,
um
bears have a better sense of smell than bloodhounds. Yeah, that's correct. So no, Chris. Chris, all right here. So use the human spray to make the bear stop and give it a chance to live versus having to shoot it or save your life. No, the human spray is more potent, and you will make that bear suffer and die.
mm,
That the human spray is more potent. It's more concentrated. It's 10%. Okay, you will
mm.
make them die. So yeah,
It's
yeah. I'm going to agree with this unless a wild animal really got it out for you. Now that moose, we were walking along a trail at night, famous for bear attacks, and we turned the corner around this tree, around this trail, and it's a sharp corner, and there's a spike fork moose just standing maybe 10 feet away from me. I start backing up. He starts stomping the ground and
mm,
coming at me, and I have my 1911 with those 255 grain hard cast in them. All right, that we were talking about early, and I have the bear spray. I have the safety flipped off on the bear spray, pointed as I'm backing up, and he's getting closer. All right, and I have my gun about halfway drawn when all I hear is "Ruff, ruff, 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 ruff." That dog attacked that bear and chased it, or attacked that moose and chased it through the meadow that was next to
mm,
it. I
mm.
was like, "Holy crap!" And then the dumb dog thought she was the baddest thing in the woods and attacked every animal she could find. And
Oh
she would
boy.
go sniff out moose and go attack them. And she would go do all this stuff. And I'm like, crazy. And then she decided she was badder than a porcupine.
Oh boy.
So, yeah. that was a lot of fun. But yeah,
I never had a dog think it was better than a porcupine, but I've had quite a few dogs think they were better than skunks, and I'd rather have them think they were better than the porcupine.
no, you don't want to be 5 miles back on some trail with the little tiny pair of pliers that is this little
Yeah.
pocket Leatherman that I found in the bottom of my bag pulling quills out.
Oh
No,
no,
you don't want
no,
to do that. Nope. So
no. We
yeah,
got it. There's a place where I go backpacking out here in Colorado near the Maroon Bells outside of Aspen. And they have a really bad porcupine population out there. And it's funny because when you get to the parking lot, there's rolls of chicken wire, and you got to wrap your car in chicken wire or your truck when you get there because the porcupines will go underneath your car and eat all the plastic wiring. So that if you don't wrap it, you'll come out and your car's fluids will be leaking everywhere and the wiring will be chewed through. So you have to wrap all your vehicles.
that's funny
Yeah.
or
And the
weird.
porcupine out there are stupid big. Colorado's really weird. Like we have very small, like to me, they're smaller deer. The mule deer out here, people are like, oh, they're big mule deers. They're okay size. But we have very small moose as well. Like the moose out here are like almost the size, like they're just a little bit bigger than like an elk.
Yeah,
Um,
they're pretty small moose. They're not small, but they're pretty
yeah,
small for moose. Yeah.
but they're definitely small for moose. But we have really big black bear though. Like the biggest black bear killed in Colorado was over 700 pounds. And then we have really big porcupines too. Really
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, I've seen some porcupines up here that were the size of let's see what's the right word. Size of like a I don't know, like a small way bigger than a raccoon, but not as big
Oh
as a wolf.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, they were way bigger than a raccoon by far. Most of them I see are not that big, but yeah,
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
some big
Right.
ones up here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right, man, dude. I gotta get going because I gotta get up here early in the morning. But thanks for
So do
having
I
me on, and I
actually.
look forward to having you on my channel.
Yep,
So I got a
actually,
lot of
sure.
questions for you.
Awesome.
So all right, brother.
All
I'll
right.
talk to
Well,
you later. Thanks for having me on.
yeah, no
All right.
problem.
All
See ya.
right, bye.
All right. Well, again, ask any questions you want to. I'm going to stay on here another 10 minutes or so. Um, I do want to spend some time with my family. I was doing last minute Valentine's Day shopping all night, so that's why I'm on here late. So I do want to spend some time with my family and get some things going here. But yeah, um, basically, any questions you have that you want to talk about tonight? Most of the time we're answering your questions. So yeah, this is a good point. Bear is close enough for human spray, you're in trouble. Dogs cause a lot of attacks, more with moose than bear. But yeah, true. Yeah, made of stuff that animals like eating. Yeah, yeah. So a lot of times animals just like chewing. They don't even eat the stuff because it would kill them, but they like the chewing. So that's that. Um, anyway, for some question, are you in Canada? Check the name, buddy. Check the name, my friend. So, no, I'm not in Canada. A little bit more freedom than that. Not a lot, but a little bit more. 10 millimeter Underwood hardcast is the best bear spray. Absolutely, that is true. That is absolutely true. So, yeah, it's all good. Spell good. I'm just giving you a hard time. Yep. You probably addressed this a bunch, but your thoughts on the 7 PRC for hunting specifically? Um, First and foremost, if you're a hand loader, great, get the 7 PRC. I've got 3 types of ammo available on the shelves in Alaska, so when more ammo becomes available, it'll be great. Don't get me wrong. I do not see it overtaking the 7 millimeter Remington Magnum for hunting, um, just because there's so much more ammo choices out there if you're not a hand loader. But in the 7 PRC, you can generally get away with a 24-inch barrel and still get good velocities. But you really need a 26-inch barrel and the 7mm rim mag to get that stuff. So if you're a hand loader and you want it, go get it. For hunting specifically, especially in Alaska, I would get a 300 PRC first. I just like being able to get heavier bullets. Um, but I don't see why the 7 PRC wouldn't be good for everything from Sitka blacktail all the way up to moose. I would not use it on bison or grizzly bear as my first choice. Um, Obviously, if you were hunting with it and you saw a grizzly bear, everything has ear holes. But that's kind of just how I feel about it. So, kind of tell me what you're thinking about it. Like, for me, it's nice to get those 160 to 180 grain bullets going pretty fast. So I still think you can get that 160 grain bullet going 3,000, 3,100 feet per second. So cool. So do you live here in Alaska? Can we come film a video on 300 PRC versus 7mm PRC? I'll buy ammo. I can't go this weekend, but the next weekend, let me know. So yeah, ammo availability is kind of important. Only if you're not a hand loader. Like I said, if you are a hand loader, get your components when it's popular, and then you'll have ammo for the rest of your life. Um, Develop your load, stick to it, go for it. I'm not gonna dog any caliber uh for that. You like the 6.8 Western. It's dead as a doornail. Okay. But if you like it, go get it. Yes, I'm saying that for you, Steve at Montana Musings. But yeah, if you like it, go get it. It's a good caliber. But it was dead on arrival. Okay. The only thing that made it go is they released the ammo during the ammo crisis. It's the only thing people could find ammo for, so they bought guns for it. So yeah. So yeah. All right, man. Email me Alaska Ballistics at Gmail when you get here. All right. Yep. 300 PRC with a 256 EOL sounds next. Yeah. Yeah. There's some that. Here's a good question. What are your favorite shotguns? Remington 870. It's my favorite shotgun. Remington 870. If I wanted a double barrel, it's the Benelli 828U. It's just you can throw it up. I like how the thing you open it with, the lock for the brake action. I don't forget what you call that button. I like how it's kind of smooth. So that's that. Hey, look, we got another guy here. Chuk is in the Philippines. We were just making fun of you about 40 minutes ago, man. All
I
right.
figured. I figured.
Yeah. Are you in the airport there?
I am in the airport. Yeah, I'm surprised the signal's so good.
Yeah. Cool. I'm surprised you're like. I hope you don't get like charged for
Putting
being
a
overseas. So
putting a Turkish prison or something. Yeah.
yeah. So hey, what are your favorite shotguns, Chuk?
Oh man, I have to go with the Mossberg 500.
Yeah. I'm a Remington 870 guy. The Fostech Origin is nice too. I've got some shorts on
Nice.
my channel. Fostech Origin, that's good too.
Yeah, I have that Black Aces Tactical, but I think I'm going to get rid of it just because I don't.
Cool.
It did well for me, but I don't trust it.
Yeah. I have that JTS AK, and it does well with the 5-round magazines, but it will not, and it might just be because they kick so much, it will not
Hmm.
feed the Black Magic Magnums in the 10-round magazines. So I had
Excellent.
the 10-round magazine, just full of Black Magic Magnums, and it would just drop it every time, and I had it slammed in there all the way. And
Hmm.
these, unlike most AKs, are not rock and lock, so you don't rock and lock them. So
That's why.
they're literally just push up and pull the tab and get it up in there. So yeah, there you are.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
when I get back, we got to start messing with that 7mm PRC.
yeah, we gotta. Yeah, you hadn't even got dies for your 280 Ackley yet, though. That's the question.
I know.
Yeah.
I did get 3 boxes of that T-Rex ammo from Fairbanks, the 49th Cartridge Company. So
Cool. There
excited
you go.
about that.
Yeah. No problem. Mossberg 500, 870, both great. Yeah. And the semi-auto shotgun, though, I think my favorite would be the Fostech Origin. So
Nice.
yeah. And of course, Mossberg has that what they call 970 or whatever, the one that they produce for Jerry Michalik or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah. So another good question here. What's your favorite all steel pistol? For me, it would be a 10 millimeter 1911. Any of them, they're all good. It'd be, I guess, if I had to pick one, it would be the Dan Wesson Bruin. But I don't have
Nice.
$2,300. Y'all need to share my videos till I get 18,000.
I'd
Dollars.
probably have to say one of those Tank Folio 10 millimeters.
Yeah, those are good. Like I enjoyed shooting yours the several times I did. So, did you already trade those?
It's gone forever. Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
So that was dumb. That compact one I should have never traded away because those are so hard to find. People pay a lot for them nowadays.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I do like the 10 millimeter 1911s, though. It's just
yeah,
all steel pistol. I haven't really tried any others. I mean, the old SIGs were aluminum framed, like the bottom was aluminum, right?
yeah.
On most of those and stuff like that.
I do have an old German SIG P229 that's all steel that I really like.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What else
Yeah.
is going on out there?
Let's see. I have a standard manufacturing DP12 shotgun. Those are actually good. I'm not sure if it's quality as I've only taken it out once, but it was a shoot. Yeah, no, those are pretty good. Those are those are a bullpup double tube, exactly like the Keltec, but much better quality. Yeah,
Nice.
I do like the 30-30 with a 150 grain Winchester Super and a Federal, and the Hornady lever action in a 160 grain and the 170 grain. Yeah, those are good one. Marshall
Excellent.
DeVue says Chook is in the Asian brothels again.
Then you didn't have to say it, Chuck.
Yeah, I know. That guy said it for me.
Said it
You
for
know.
you.
Yeah, I already said it 40 minutes ago. It was all
Yeah,
good.
what's good?
Speaking of 10 millimeter, I found a lot of 45 loads that can hang with it. I have not. 185 goes about 1100 in 10 in 80 in 45, and if you're lucky, you'll find 1100. And you know, 180 grain bullet can go 1300 in 10 millimeter. So I don't know about that.
Mm.
When are you
45
two
Super,
going?
maybe.
Yeah, 45 Super can beat 10 millimeter. When are you two going to collab again on a video? Besides right now, obviously. We're gonna check out his 7 millimeter PRC, which he just got put in the safe and then traveled to Asia. So he
Yeah,
could have
we're
spent
also going to. Um,
more money finding a girlfriend in the brothels if he hadn't bought that
another
rifle.
time. What about the Banshee? How do you still have that for another month or two?
Yeah, another month or two. Yeah, I gotta send it back,
Okay.
but yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, I want to compare that with the Strybog. That'd be a good video.
Yeah, Kevin Collins tells you to be careful of ladyboys over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely be
Yeah.
careful.
All right. I just wanted to say hi. I better jump out of here and try to catch my flight. I'm going to
Yeah,
some far off island. So,
cool. Bam Moy says rent a scooter and go to the province.
yeah.
Don't get captured by those Muslim guerrillas on that one island. So terrorist guerrillas.
Zamboanga. Yeah, I'm going to avoid that area big time.
Okay, good. All right.
All right,
Take
man.
care, brother. Have a good
Yeah.
time.
See you in a couple weeks.
All right. See you then. All right. I'm not paying your ransom. How do those 10 millimeter 1911s feed? Pretty good. Like the one I shot fed well with the ammo we did. Uh, you know, all I can say is donate enough money to the Patreon, I'll buy one. So, like, that's all I can say. Buy enough stuff from the affiliate links over on my arms directory account, guys. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it since Juke's gone, and I want to spend some time with my family. So, guys, God bless, Godspeed, take care. We will see you at the range. Join our MeWe. Don't forget or join our arms directory or Twitter X. Don't forget the Paul Harrell shirt thing right here. Get money for him, guys. God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range.